Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should. New York team has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So what are your impressions of Valhalla, just for folks that have not seen it on TV or didn't watch the Ryder Cups or past majors? You know, they see a PGA maybe at a Southern Hills, Moon, or a Bet Page, or whatever it may be, and they're like, Valhalla and Louisville, Kentucky, but like, look at the tournaments produced, and it's insane. Yeah, it really has, and obviously, of course, I'm a bias toward it.
Only on SportsGrid.
Draisaitl could easily, at plus money, get the first goal, the second goal, the fourth goal. There's a few guys here. Maybe the prop betting market is not a bad way to look here.
Clippers over the Mavericks. If I would have told you that score before the game, knowing that Kawhi Leonard wasn't playing, I would have really figured it would have been the other way around. But the NBA is just crazy.
InGame Live, all access. Only on SportsGrid.
DraftKings making a progressive move, I think, that most other companies are also going to do or have done in the past. Adding someone from the government or someone you would say in legislation to become their responsible gaming leader here. And in this case, her name is Lori Kalani.
And it'll be interesting to see if other companies try to follow suit in terms of hiring former lobbyists to head responsible gaming.
Newswire. Only on Sport.
It's InGame Live, PrimeTime, hour number one of our 2-hour extravaganza on a terrific Tuesday, a money-making Tuesday. Keep our fingers crossed. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. NBA playoffs, hockey postseason, baseball regular season. We got the coach, James Young, will join us bottom of the hour. We got Cam Stewart next hour, so a whole lot to get to. We got black clouds. We got same-game parlays. We got PP public parlays as well, as Mr. Sharapan joins us now. What's going on, Dave? How are you tonight, my friend?
Hello, sir. Good to see you. We also have the S&W Corp beginning, right? We advanced. We had to sweat out a Game 7 here in Vegas with the Stars, but the Stars got there and Colorado got there. So now the winner of this series will be in the Western Conference Finals. We lost the first game yesterday to your Bruins with the Florida Panthers, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's a fun time with everything as the series end, new series start, and we get closer to the end. The intensity level ramps up. All this stuff happens. And then there's always the baseball. And the Phillies, 17-3 in their last 20. Minus 112, minus 120 today? I mean, this is a good start. This is why I got all Phillied up today.
I like that. I like that there. A little Mike Schmidt action there. We've seen some weird lines, right? Over the last couple of days, Davey. Even the Rangers tonight, same as game one. I don't get it. What am I missing here? The Rangers have owned Carolina. Now, they are down 2-1. I'll tell you that after one. First period just ended. They blew a 1-0 late period, first period lead. Carolina scored twice in the final couple of minutes there. So, but that said, they beat Carolina 4 out of 5 this year, 8 out of 10. I think it's 41-17 over the last 58 games. I mean, they have just completely owned this series. They're the best record in the NHL, the Rangers are, so they have home ice advantage. And yet, not only were they an underdog in the series, they were a slight underdog, depending on how you want to view it. Basically, pick them in game one, whereas I would have figured the Rangers would be like minus 140, 145 maybe, and then the same thing tonight, game two. So they win game one. They got to win game two tonight?
Yeah, I lean in Carolina. I like the over. So that was a great first period for the total. Huge steam came on the under today. I don't see it. When I watch these two teams play, I mean, they went over the total last game, and Carolina went 0 for 5 on the power play. So figure them to not do that tonight. If they get any opportunities, maybe they get a power play goal. And the way this matchup is, it feels like it's a lot of skating, a lot of overs, and despite the fact that the goalies, as good as they are, this is a 7-game series to me. I don't know how we're going to get there. I think Rangers 1, Carolina 2, then we go Carolina 3, Rangers probably get 4, Game 5 either way, 6 the opposite, and 7 decides this series. These two teams feel like really, despite the fact of all that history that you just mentioned, they look really close to me. So I don't know. That's I'm trying to remove the bias. We got some bias. I hear the guys in the background. If a goal is scored, please blow the goal horn, even if it's for the Carolina Hurricanes, please, because all the guys in here are on the Rangers. The boys are all on the blue shirts. Yeah.
Well, listen, why not, right? They're 20-5 their last 25 games, including 7 straight, coming off a sweep. They're 18-4 their last 22 games at home. They are 16-6. You wouldn't think that about a Ranger team, but they're 16-6 over their last 22 games. So, like I said, I don't get them being basically underdogs or even pick them. Carolina's a good team, but seems to me, and the Rangers have the better goaltender, I think by far, and yet they're underdogs. This is a weird, so very, very weird. But again, they are down 2-1. But like I said, blowing that 1-0 lead there, Dave. So right now, numbers say, before we jump to the NBA, Carolina is a favorite. As soon as my computer updates it.
Minus 300.
300,
minus 300. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's a little bit much. That's too high.
They got 2 periods left, right? They're down 1 goal. I mean.
But they play really good from ahead, right? Like there's certain teams now, you can see it, when they get a lead, they protect it better. Some teams a little more susceptible to giving up leads. Carolina, not really built to play from behind, let alone multiple goals from behind. You saw that Sunday in Game 1. They're ahead. Maybe the algorithm or the guy doing the game thinks, oh, let's go get some Ranger money now, because if, I don't want to say it's over, but if Carolina scores the next goal, gets a 2-goal lead midway to late through the second period, some people might think it's done.
Wow. That may be. The old New Jersey Devil style hockey. Get that lead and just sit on it. Right? Oh, yeah. Celtics lead at halftime. It hit again, barely. But this is just another example of it. It's never over until it's over, right? It's a cliche, but, man, it is so true. Celtics put 40 points on the board in the first quarter. They led by 6, 40-34. Their halftime over-under was 57.5. Oh, you're going to hit that easily, right? They're on pace for 80 points. It's a no-brainer. All right. They had 11 points 7 minutes in, 11 more points 7 minutes in. All of a sudden now, with 5 minutes left, they only have 51 points, and you're starting to sweat. Then they get a little flurry, get it to 57 with 3 minutes left. Then we started the show. They did score 2 more points over the final 3 minutes, but that's it. 2 more. They finished with 59. It did hit. But I tell you, even when you win, you got to sweat it out, right? And I had adjusted lines. I had 60.5 and 61.5. They were giving me over 2-1, and those didn't hit. So I ended up breaking even on the original 57.5 and trying to push it forward. They should have had 70 points. Maybe not 80, obviously. You're not going to double it. And maybe not even 70, but you got to get 75. Like lousy 25 points after you put 40 on the board.
I was going to say, if you get 40, you take half and add a couple. So probably 64 would have been my number. That would have been where do you think they're going to end up? 64. That's what I would have told you. 63 or 64 at worst. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I wasn't watching it. I've been dialed in on the hockey. But listen, you got over to 57.5. That's funny. Matt and I talked about that today on Bostonian versus the Book being an autoplay. because the number last night, Scott, was 56.5. So the playoff adjustments are real for the basketball. And sometimes they're over adjustments. I mean, the total in the Knicks game yesterday was one of those ones. They averaged when they played during the regular season 238. The odds makers in the books came with 217. Game flew over. Yeah. So would they open today? 220. Then keep an eye on the next Celtics game. Ain't going to be no 56.5 or 57.5. It will probably be 59.5 or 60.5.
Yeah. I did the show with Matt on, what day was it? Friday.
Yep.
And it was 55.5 because they were playing Miami. And the over-under for the game itself was like 203 or so. So I was telling Matt, like, they have to put it like 55. They can't go higher because they're telling you Boston should win 108 or so to 93. It was a 15-point spread. And if that's the case, they just, you take half of 108, it's 54, add a couple more points to it, or a point or so, and there's your 55.5. So it blew by that number. I'm just curious to see when Boston scored their final 2 points. Let me see. Just to really kind of twist it.
Win? Why do you have to do this to yourself? Do you have to see, like, boy, it was a buzzer beater? Will it make you feel better if it was with 2 minutes to go and they didn't get the alternate total? Like, you're punishing yourself.
They didn't score over the final 2 minutes and 11 freaking seconds. You can't win. That's just not right.
That's the one.
Torrey Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also it's a great pick to have the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those two things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers. You must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
this
late
sort
night.
Of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time. Just getting underway. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan for the next 2 hours here on the grid. We got a lot of things here on in-game live that we'd like to do. And one of those, Dave, little flush of the toilet, the PP is in action tonight. You don't get it every night. I thought we had it last night, and we found a way to lose. Tonight, we have the PP, the public parlay. How is the public parlay going to lose tonight? Last night it did with the Denver Nuggets, who I can't believe not only lost but got smothered. by Minnesota with the LA Dodgers. Tonight's PP public parlay, Dodgers again laying a run and a half with the Boston Celtics. Monster favorites, both of them, but if you put that in a parlay, that drops it down to even money. Now, how is that one not going to – are the pathetic Miami Marlins actually going to beat the Dodgers or even lose by only one run? I mean, that should hit, right?
Well, the Celtics aren't losing. I mean, if the Celtics lose, that would be bigger surprise than the Nuggets losing. Nuggets losing the way they did was an enormous surprise. What if the Dodgers win by one? That's the way this one loses, right?
That would be the way. But
right,
I will tell you, Miami has 27 losses, 23 by 2 runs or more. They've only lost 4 games by 1 run. They are brutal. And the Dodgers are red hot. So, and they got Yamamoto on the hill tonight.
12-2 in their last 14. And Yamamoto has 15 consecutive scoreless innings pitched.
Wow.
It'd be really surprising if the Dodgers lose this game. Yeah, it'd be really surprising. Yeah. Listen, the public,
I'm surprised.
A lot of people like to say fade the public, Scott. Sometimes the public wins. It's not always one of those things that, just because everyone's on them. No, I've been in the book when the public wins. It happens. And sometimes, what do? You open up the book the next day and put up the numbers again. It's okay. So, yes, give the people what they want, Scott. The PP parlay, I like what you're doing there.
Yeah, that's got to hit tonight. It just has to hit tonight. I mean, I'm surprised, Dave, that Dodger line – and I said this yesterday, too, with the line. I really thought that before I saw it Sunday night. I said, you know what, Dodgers red hot, Miami stinks. I thought that line would be 4, if not even 5, with Glasnow on the hill last night. And now again tonight with Yamamoto on the hill. Same thing. I said, it's got to be at least 4. And it was only, it opened up 260, 290. Now it's over 3-1 now. But I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. Maybe the public's not on the Dodgers as much as we think.
Well, yesterday was Walker Buehler's first start back.
Walker Buehler, not Glasnow. Yeah. Right.
So it was a little bit of hesitancy. I agree with you. I was on the phone with Matt, and we were going over the next day's numbers. And when I used to put them up, I have the schedule, and it's blank, and I just make the number. And I said to Matt, this is minus 350 or minus 380, just short of $4. And we opened it up, and it was minus 260 or minus 280 in a couple places we were looking. So he used it in everything he did. We talked about it on the show. I wore the Dodgers stuff all day yesterday. I had Dodgers on everything. Worked out well. Listen, this is one of those times that, when you have it, people say, oh, you can't lay the juice. You can lay the juice when it's minus 280 when you think it should be minus 400. And it's, when it loses, it hurts. But sometimes that's a better play than trying to pick the winner of, a crazy game like, I don't know, Arizona and Cincinnati today, or look at the board and go, oh,
Milwaukee, Kansas City, Pirates. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Like something like that. It's a lot harder, I think, to pick those other games. When you see something like that, you got to play it.
Yeah. So we'll see tonight. Minus 310. And it's amazing, isn't it? We mention this all the time, but it's minus 310 money line. You lay the run and a half, or maybe 295 now. It's going back and forth. And it drops it all the way down to minus 134. I mean, they just walloped this thing. I mean, it is when you compare it, the numbers aren't even going from 3-1 to almost pick 'em, basically, right? I mean, just to win by 2 runs, and I gave you the numbers. I looked it up. 4 games. Marlins have lost 4 games this year by 1 run. Everything else has been by 2 runs or more. So when I see those stats, Dave, I'm okay with betting the run and a half.
Right. When the total's 7.5, the juice on the run line comes down less. So if it's minus $3, it would be minus 150 on the run line, approximately. Total 7 or 7.5, you got to make the juice a little bit less on the run line. So maybe someone will play it because there's ideally going to be less runs scored in a game. And as the book, you might catch them 3-2, 4-3, something like that.
All right, Ranger game's underway. Who'd you like tonight? You know, we kind of touched on it, but who'd you like tonight, and where are you going now with it? 2-1 Carolina.
Carolina and over is where we were pregame. I like Carolina and over in game one. Got the over. Rangers won. I'm of the school of thought that the series is going 7. So the Rangers winning game one kind of pushed me more towards Carolina tonight, even more than I already thought. So that's why they were favored. A lot of times in the book, one of my strengths was knowing which way the bad guys were going to bet because I think like them a lot. You just know. Not that it's the right side. You just have to know which way they're going to bet. And if you would have given them your line, they would have been coming to the Wetzel and Sharapan book in Brinks trucks, helicopters, planes flying in to grab any plus money they could have on the Hurricanes tonight. So that's why they were favored, small. And I'm watching the game. Nothing changes my mind right now. I feel like the Hurricanes just hit a crossbar. They're really dictating the play so far, outshooting the Rangers 20-14. Canes look good tonight.
Yeah. Rangers plus 180. Pretty good price for not even halfway through the second period. Over under 6.5.
Yep.
So, and we got another game coming up. Dallas, Colorado, game 1, Western Conference semifinals. We'll talk about that. Check out the baseball board as well. In-game live, prime time. You're on the grid.
Torrey Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze's not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also they picked out the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those two things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they can be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers. You must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, prime time here on the grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan until 10 p.m. Eastern time. A lot to get to with all the playoff action, some baseball. We got Coach coming up in about 10 minutes. We'll do some NBA stuff with him, obviously. In the meantime, time for a little SGP, speaking of the NBA. All righty, we're going to head over to the NBA. Got a pretty good game, too. First one figures to be a blowout, and it is. But second game, not the case. We got Dallas at OKC. Pretty even series. I like the Mavs, though, in the series. I'll grab the 3.5. I won't fool around with the money line just in case. And honestly, if you could have buy the hook, I'd take it up to 4. But I'm going to start a 4-piecer with Dallas plus 3.5. We're going to go under 218. I think the boys in Vegas are off on this number. I think they're way off, as a matter of fact. I think this has got 105-100, best case scenario written all over it. Dallas, a strong under team. OKC shut down the Pelicans. Unders all across the board. So give me under 218, Dallas, OKC. Got to go Luka, 8 rebounds or more, minus 270. He gets that in his sleep. And then we're going to go PJ Washington, a block, minus 210. Why not? Go PJ. Defense is going to rise to the occasion tonight. So 4 pieces, Dave. Turning a 3.5-point underdog into plus 516. Odds in your favor with Dallas, basically. What do you think?
Which one has you most concerned?
Probably Dallas plus the 3.5. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, although I am kind of wondering why it's that high. Sometimes they drag you in. But Luke is going to get 8 rebounds. Washington will get a block. That's no big deal. Dallas plus the 3.5 because you basically need them to win. I think they do win, but that would be the one.
I would argue if you wanted to juice it up a little bit more, take Dallas on the money line. I don't think the point spread's going to matter in this one. I think it's at a number that if you like OKC, you could lay it. If you like Dallas, I think you could take the money line. Look at this.
3-1 or 2-2. This is huge. Big difference, obviously. 2-2. Rangers score.
They're going crazy.
Wow.
In MSG.
At the
that
Garden.
place is, wow. I'm going to give you guys credit in the NYC. The Garden is buzzing every night. I mean, that game last night with the Knicks, and we'll get to it later when Coach is here, because I got to ask you, because you even tweeted it yesterday about that call. That was a flop. I don't know what that was. We'll get to that. I don't mean to get distracted. Stay on point. Producer's pick, Luka to score. What is that? 25.5? How many points is that? What is that? 35. I mean, the producers are like, whoa. They shot.
They're giving that can't be the right line. His number's 32.5. You're telling me they're giving you plus 160 for 2 more points?
Yeah,
no.
3 points. Yeah. No. It was earlier in the day. When
it must have been real early in the day, like 3 o'clock in the morning. There's no way they're giving you plus 160 for 35 points. No way.
Yeah. Boy, that Rangers goal was pretty. That was really nice. My goodness. Yeah, we're tied up 2-2. I was talking about the Garden and how electric that was. I saw the old Yankees there on the side. I saw Steph Marbury there. I really want to get to a game in New York. This basketball game, Scott, I like the over. So I hope I'm wrong for your same game parlay sake.
Okay.
I think it's a long series as well. Again, I don't know the order of like the split in OKC. If game 1s hold true, that's when the dog gets them. And the favorite's supposed to win game 2. That's fine. I think your prop bets look good. So for me, the sweat more so than the side is the total. I like the over.
All right. You know what's weird is cities are dominating these postseasons, right?
Yeah.
NBA, we could have Boston Celtics versus New York Knicks Eastern Conference Final. Okay?
Oh, my.
NHL, another goal. We could have Boston Bruins and New York Rangers Eastern Conference Finals. And then we got the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Mavericks.
It's too much. It's too much Boston, New York. I don't know if we're ready for that. It's not even. It's usually Yankees, Red Sox.
Red Sox.
We're going to have the basketball and the hockey with the Boston, New York stuff. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Coach coming up next.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also they picked out the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those two things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers, you must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back InGame Live, primetime here on the grid, 32 past the hour. Hour number 1, Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan for the next hour and a half. Taking a look at the baseball, hockey, and NBA playoffs. We got Game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals. Celtics leading the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let us bring in the coach now who joins us as he gives us hopefully some winners over the next 15, 20 minutes or so. What's going on, Coach? How are you tonight, bud?
Good to be on with you guys. Obviously, a little bit of a crazy night last night in the NBA in regards to some blown calls. Some guys maybe should have gotten thrown out, didn't get thrown out. The conspiracy theorists are out in full force today.
Well, you know why? Because it's a Knicks. It involves the Knicks. Everything about the Knicks. And, you know, you're out and you're on all these shows. I see all the clips. You're doing an unbelievable job representing New York basketball, blah, 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 blah. JY, we got an official here with us, okay? He's right here. All right? You used to be the coach. All right? I want you to be the Indiana coach right now. And what are you saying to the official last night when DiVincenzo looked like he got hit with a howitzer? That was a dive, JY, was it not?
Well, I'll tell you what, first things first, Dante DiVincenzo should be nominated for a Tony Award because that was one of the best acting jobs as possible. He got hit. He didn't get hit that hard. And the funny thing about it, folks, is if you really look at how they played that coverage, if that's a really boneheaded play by DiVincenzo, because if he doesn't get the call, Miles Turner gets a wide open 3 because Anunoby was stuck in the corner guarding Siakam. So I thought that was a little bit of a ballsy play, obviously, by Dante DiVincenzo. But when you look at it, I'm looking at the reference saying, why now? Why are you calling this in a 1-point game with 17 seconds left where you could have called 35 illegal screens earlier in the game? We don't want you to be the story. And that's something you always want to say as a coach. If you wake up the next day and you're Rick Carlisle and you remember the names of the referees or the referee that made that call, then you know that's the wrong thing. And I think that's the problem is you don't want these referees to be in the mix. I will say this, and I just said it during the break. I don't like the 2-minute report, okay? And I think what happens is casual basketball fans think referees, it's just that critical juncture. Referees blow calls, not Scott Wetzel, the whole darn game. Give me a 48-minute report or give me no report at all.
Well, I am a world-class, as we all seem to know, a 5th, 6th grade girls basketball referee. So I'll explain it to everybody, and I know you guys know. And the bird brains on TV, we're talking about, well, he wasn't moving. They said it was a moving screen. It wasn't a moving screen. That's not the only way a screen can be illegal. And as you know, Coach, because you said it during the break, you have to give the defender, the defender has to give the guy, the screener has to give the defender time to react. And, that may be a little subjective, but he's got to give him at least one step to be able to avoid the screener. If you don't and you barrel into the screener, that's a foul on the screener, not the guy barreling into them. And that's what happened last night. It's not that the screener was moving. No, he was there. And it's not like the UConn-Iowa game where the knee was kind of stuck out. No, he was there. It's got to be shoulder width. Your legs can't be wider than your shoulders. But if you don't give the screener time to move and he barrels into you, then it's a foul on you. Now, the problem is, as you said, Coach, we see that 1,000 times and it's never called. But they called it then.
And I think just to kind of piggyback on what Scotty Wetzel's saying is, when you mean time to react, you're supposed to give them one step. If you turn and if you watch it very closely, DiVincenzo oversteps. He turns to his right and he goes to put his left foot down. He makes contact before his foot hits. So by the letter of the law, it was an illegal screen. But I could show you 25 screens in that game last night that were illegal that weren't called. It's just unfortunate. This is the one. And the problem, folks, is it's always happening with the Knicks. Why? Because the Knicks, every game they play is close. Every game they play is decided in the last 2 minutes. So that's why we're getting constant, let's look at the last 2 minute report, because the Knicks games are the only games that are always tight. These other games that are blowouts, you don't care about the 2 minute report because no one's going to look at it.
All right, a game that's not close is this game that's going on tonight. I got 75-62 right now. The Celtics are leading almost halfway through the third quarter. How many games, JY, are the Cavs winning in this series? I mean, is it a sweep? They're 1-8 ATS. Last 8-9 games is a road underdog, which is tonight. 5-11 ATS last 16 versus winning teams, which the Celtics are. How many games in this series do you think they're winning?
I was going to say that I think they win one, because Boston and Scotty Wetzel knows this. They'll have the one game where they fall asleep at the wheel, that they won't play well, and then you have a chance of a Spider Mitchell who can always have one game where he goes up for like 40 points, 45 points, and he steals you one. Got to also remember, guys, during the regular season, Boston, I do believe, blew like a shoe. I think it was like a 22 or 24-point lead in the fourth quarter, end of the year, and it was a 105-104 game. So actually, 2 of the last 3 games, if I'm not mistaken, Cleveland covered the spread, including one win outright, 105-104. So to me, I think they win one game tonight. I did like Boston minus a point in the entire game. I also took Boston minus a point in the first half at 8, got it with a 10-point lead. Because if you look at what Cleveland did, Cleveland basically tanked their last regular season game to line up Orlando. So it wasn't even about the long haul of avoiding Boston. It was, we just want to get to the second round. That's all they wanted. So to me, first half is why I did like the Celtics minus 8. Right now, they're hanging around, down 14, Cleveland.
Would you lay the 18.5 with the Celtics now, or no, that's a little too pricey?
No, I think it's a little bit too pricey. I mean, you have to look at the foul situation. No one's got foul trouble on either side. I mean, Jason Tatum's got 3 fouls. So if Tatum gets a 4th foul, then I want to see if they want to drop that line a little bit. But to me, I just think it's one of these games where Boston is just probably going to pull away. I just get worried about backdoor covers.
Especially with the Celtics.
Right, I was going to say that might actually happen, likely to happen with the Celtics. JY, we'll get to more basketball. You're hanging around for the next segment, but before the break, looking at Dallas and OKC and going, not sure. Is the number right? Is this is going to be, I think, a competitive long series tonight? You got 3.5. You got the total around 218. It's steaming up out here in the desert. Thoughts on the side or the total before the break?
Well, I think I do like OKC minus a 3.5. I think it's going to be a relatively good game. I think it's going to be a great series. I think what you see is Oklahoma City has done a far better job defending. I think that was a concern. The problem with OKC is when they have to play dominant bigs. They're not going to see that this round. It's Derek Lively second, and it's Daniel Gafford. So if you want to look at it, I do like the minus 3.5, but I do think this is a long series. I would not be shocked if it goes 7 games.
You got, if you want to do series spreads, so if you think it's going to go 7 games, then you're not willing to lay a point, game and a half then, right? Because you get plus 150 on OKC laying a game and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes 7 games, or I would just take the over in the series number of games total and just see it and just take it either way. Because I think it's going to be extremely close. I think they're very close to each other, but it's going to be a fascinating game.
All right, take a break. We'll come back. We'll get his thoughts on Minnesota-Denver. Shocking line to me on Minnesota sweeping. That's next right here on the Grid. In-game live, PrimeTime.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also they picked out the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those 2 things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers, you must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage late
This sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back to In-Game Line, Prime Time here on the Grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, joined by the coach, James Young. Another segment, talk a little NBA. So we discussed the games tonight. How about last night? Not only Denver, coach, losing, getting whacked, and now I'm surprised. I know Minnesota's favored game 3 and Minnesota's favored game 4, and if you put them together in a parlay, it's going to come out to be even money. But, it's one thing to know that and then to actually see it. Minnesota, the FanDuel offers updated lines on when the series is going to end. And for Minnesota to sweep It's even money. I mean, the world champs are expected. Right now, you could bet Denver plus 3.5 games at only minus 140, Coach. I mean, are they really going to get swept?
I don't think so. Listen, I think they're gonna steal one in Minnesota because you could see immaturity step up here for this team. And let's be honest, they've been god awful. I think with the way that obviously Jamal Murray's calf, he's getting 3 days off. They're not playing until Friday, so he gets a little bit of a break. I would say this: I think that this is going 6. I'm maintaining it. I think they split, and Denver does not lose Game 5 at home. Minnesota gets them in 6 games.
Wow. What would give you any indication, JY? Because I watched both games with the intent that Minnesota would get a split. One so convincingly in one that I really thought Denver was going to win Game 2. I didn't necessarily think cover because the line got all the way up to 7 pregame. But I didn't see much of anything in either game that makes me think they're going to extend this series beyond 5. Like, there's going to be one clunker. Minnesota can't be perfect. They've been perfect up to this point. But, like, when you look at that series betting number, that 5 games is 5-1. That looks like the one for me. Even money to sweep, come on. And then your plus 380 scenario is actually a pretty good bet there, too. Tell me why, as a coach, or what you saw that makes you think Denver can make an adjustment.
Well, number one, Jamal Murray can't be any worse than he was last night shooting 3 for 18. Their starts have been absolutely terrible. They got to get more out of their bench, and I think that's where I want to see. And I think here's the thing. To me, I'm a big believer in pride, right? And I think Minnesota will I'm not going to say lay an egg, but I can see Denver just putting all their adjustments out there and getting a win. Then you're talking about the defending champions losing in 5 games, including 3 of them in their home building, which they did not do all season. That's the other reason why I think it goes 6. It's either it's a sweep or it's 6. I don't think it's 5 because I have a hard time thinking that Denver is going to lose 3 straight games at home.
As a coach, how do you explain what's happening to Denver? Are they giddy after beating the Lakers? I mean,
no, they're just like, let me tell you something. Minnesota, if you look at metrics, was the best defensive team in the NBA. Okay? Mm-hmm. You look at the fact that they finally got Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns playing better together. Now, obviously, Rudy just missed the game. Congratulations to Rudy for winning Defensive Player of the Year award, even though I thought it should have went to Wembanyama as a rookie. Obviously, Rudy Gobert should be back with the birth of his child. Now, to me, him at the center position with Cat, they allowed each other to play off each other, right, defensively. Then you look at the fact that I think Jaden McDaniels has become one of, if not the best wing perimeter defender in the NBA. Then you add a guy like Mike Conley, another guy that's a top-notch defender. You look at Anthony Edwards. His defense is going to another level, and that started last year towards the end of the year. And then you bring on Kyle Anderson off the bench, can defend. Alexander Walker can defend. Naz Reid, 4-5, can defend. There's not a guy on that team that you're like, okay, we're going to attack him off the bounce because he can't guard. Right. We're going to attack him at the rim because they can't protect him. They all can defend, and that's what makes them extremely, extremely dangerous because defense travels and it's your absolute. They can defend. They don't have that in Denver. I don't think Michael Porter Jr. is a strong defender.
I think Don't worry, Coach. Don't worry. That's just our goal horn.
Carolina
Hurricanes. No. Wetzel, I think, again.
Yeah.
Scores.
Yeah. They woke him up.
Wow.
JY. I don't think
Carolina.
As a coach, 3-2 Carolina. I don't think as a coach, the only way that Denver gets back in a series is if they match. They don't have to exceed. They have to match Minnesota's defensive intensity and defensive switching. They don't take a possession off. That's the way you want to teach defense. every guy in the court knows his job and has other guys back. It is beautiful to watch if you like defense. So I think that's Denver's only shot. Look at the finalists. Look at this graphic that they put together. It's Boston in the East. Who is it in the West right now? I'm not holding you to anything. But if you could pick one of those, who's the dance partner for the NBA Finals?
I think it's the Celtics and the T-Wolves. And I said that as soon as this series started, when it was 1-0. I just looked at Minnesota and just said their maturity is something that was a concern of mine. They could absolutely run this thing and get themselves to the NBA Finals. And I will say this. You're going to think I'm crazy. They get to the finals, Minnesota. They could beat Boston because of the way they all can defend.
I'll throw this one at you, Coach, because I know you're a good conspiracy guy. That's what we've been talking about tonight. Doing the show Sunday afternoon, Orlando getting crushed by, check that, Cleveland getting crushed by Orlando. Official NBA Twitter feed sends out, congratulations, Cleveland, for winning against Orlando in 7 and going to the Eastern Conference semifinals. I'm like, I resent that out saying, that's funny. On my TV set, they're still in the third quarter. And lo and behold, we know what happens. Coincidence? Or I don't know what you want to call that.
JY,
I don't know about coincidence. Hey, they did it in 86 with the Boston Red Sox in Game 6. They flashed it. We all saw what happened after that.
Yep.
Matt?
Thanks, Coach. Great job.
See you, JY.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze's not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also they picked out the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those two things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers, you must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort
Night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back InGame Live, primetime here on the grid, 54 past the hour. They started the fourth quarter in Cleveland, Celtics by 15. We'll get to that. They finished the second period in New York, Carolina 3-2. As a second straight period. First period, they Rangers let up a goal with 5 seconds left, and in this one, they let it up with about 2 minutes left. So we'll get back to that. Baseball we'll take a peek at as well. But in the meantime, how about a little black cloud action, our play of the night? All right, we're going to kind of mix metaphors here, and we'll go back to our PP, our public parlay, because this is part of it. L.A. Dodgers hosting the pathetic, god-awful, biggest waste of human flesh, basically south of the border, Miami Marlins, laying a run and a half, only minus 134. I mean, the boys in Vegas are just giving us a gift here, right? I mean, how bad are the Marlins, you ask? Well, they're 10-27, 5-12 on the road, and as I told Dave before, 23 of 27 losses have come by 2 runs or more. 23 out of 27. They are atrocious, and the Dodgers are playing by far their best ball of the season at 12-2 their last 14 games. I mean, it's just I don't know how Miami can win this game. I really don't. And you throw in the Dodgers have one of their aces on the hill in Yamamoto. So Dodgers, double, triple your bet, whatever it is. Lay the run and a half. I won't say minus 290, 3-1. I'll be realistic. Who wants to do that? So, but I'll, you know what? If the Dodgers win by a run, I'll say no big deal. We lost. We lost the bet. We're laying a run and a half as the double, triple play of the night.
You just tip your hat in that situation. If you make a play like that, you just tip your hat and say, all right, you guys got me. I got the Dodgers 12-2 in their last 14. They've outscored their opponents by 38 runs in their last 10 games. They have a 2.08 ERA collectively in that stretch. Ohtani is looking to homer for his 4th consecutive game. For the first time in his career, he's getting hot, leads baseball in home runs. This is the ultimate black cloud. If this doesn't win, I'm telling you, it's sunny as could be in Las Vegas. I'll be worried to go outside and worry about getting struck by lightning if this one doesn't hit. This will be a big surprise. All right. Again, we'll give you a tip of the hat if it's a 1-run game. But I don't know. Sometimes they're that easy. Usually the Dodgers run comes in June, a little bit later in the season, where they catch that nice home stretch, homestand, where they get a couple games in a row against bad teams. This is it. So I don't even want to say. This is one of those times. I don't even want to.
This is one of those times, Dave, when most people tell me, oh, they make money betting baseball. I'm like, no, you don't. Baseball's tough. It's real tough. But if you know what you're doing and you're diligent and it's all about just making money, which you think would be obvious, but, when you have 15 games on the board every day and you want to know who's going to win between Minnesota and Cleveland, you put a bet on there. But I would think like the wise guys right now are just hammering the Dodgers. They're playing great. They're hammering against Colorado, which sucks. They're hammering against Miami, right? They're taking the really good teams that are hot and betting them and taking the really bad teams that are losing and just betting against them, basically no matter what the odds are. Is that fair to say?
You kind of gave away the playbook a little bit. Yeah. Not so much more on the good teams because you get priced not out of the market, but you get it. It gets a little bit uncomfortable to lay those prices, so to say. But like you saw the day game today, Texas short favorite against Oakland. They're laying those games against Oakland. They're laying the games, like you said, against Colorado, especially at home. When the bad team has at home, like San Francisco was today, or San Francisco at Colorado. That's a game where they're going to come in on San Francisco if they're a team that they believe in. So you're right. This will be one of those ones.
Your Phillies. Your Phillies, right? They're winning big Phillies tonight. What are they, 11 straight home games? I mean, best record in baseball? Just pound them, right?
-1.
And they're small favorites.
-1.
Yeah, what is that?
Odds makers make mistakes, too. That was one of them.
I'm telling you, they put so much, I know it sounds crazy, but they put so much emphasis on who the starting pitcher is when most starting pitchers only go 5 innings anyway. You got half the game. And they're going to make a hot team like Philadelphia, right?
Yep. I've made this argument. Starting pitchers are worth less now on average than they have been in the last decade.
Ever. Yeah, ever. Hour number 2 coming up.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if a Doomsday is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also it's a great pick to have the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those two things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers. You must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back in Game Live, Primetime here on the Grid, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan. We got Cam Stewart coming up in about, about a half hour or so. We'll go over some hockey, some baseball, maybe a little horse racing with him. Came that close. Oh, we came that close to hitting the superfecta, Dave. Oh, brother. Hey, $8,000. Now, listen, it's not going to be the be-all, end-all, but, we'll take it. We had it in our little podcast parlay. And the guy who was in charge of picking the favorite, we gave him either pick Sierra or Fierceness, right? Yeah, I'll give you one guess which one he chose. Fierceness, which is going to be dog meat in about 6 months from now. So I'm still not happy about that. That horse is still running. What a joke. Horse racing's tough, Dave. And I don't believe anybody who says they win money betting horses. I don't believe it. It's tough. Nobody knows what these dopey animals are doing.
I told you I hit that rich strike trifecta 2 years ago with the 80-1 on the top. Right. I picked up 7,500. I mean, that was the biggest win I ever had on a horse race. I've paid out pick sixes. Guy won 180,000 in an afternoon at Santa Anita. I've paid out some crazy trifectas and superfectas. Never really a big score like that on the Derby. So what horse did you have a superfecta box and you missed one?
Yeah.
Oh no.
We had so stupid me, right? No, I've been I followed a little bit, but so I'm in charge of the podcast here, right? Putting together this 7-horse superfecta. If you box 7 horses, it's $840, right? So I go to the window and I say 7-horse trifecta box. I rattle up the 7 horses, the numbers, $220. I'm like, what? $220, I think it was. Are you sure I'm telling a guy? I think it should be a little bit more. Back and forth we went. He printed the ticket, and I'm sitting there saying, it can't be $220. I must have done something wrong. And then I looked at my sheet, and I was like, oh, it's superfecta, you dope. So I went back to the window. They took the ticket back. He said, because he knew I was, in a quandary about it. He said, you have up until, post time
to
return the
cancel
ticket.
the winner with the try box? Would
No,
that have ticket have won?
No, that wouldn't have won. No.
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't have. Okay. So we picked 6 long shot. I know. Could you imagine that? I didn't think about that. So you just, oh my goodness, right? You imagine that? Yeah. So we had 6 long shots, and then we were going to put one favorite, either Sierra or Fierceness, in just in case it finishes fourth. But we couldn't do both, as one guy suggested, because then we're limiting ourselves on only 5 long shots, and we're doing this to make a whole lot of money here, not have invest $800 to win $600. So the one guy chose Fierceness, even though I loved that Sierra horse. I did like that horse. I thought the horse was going to win. So we had 3 of the top 4, and we lost out.
You did not have Sierra Leone was the one you did not have. You had Mystic Dan. You had Forever Young. Unbelievable. Yep. What are we doing?
We had whoever the 4th one was. Yeah. See, that's the stuff, Dave. If you got gambling luck and I don't, you win. You walk away with 8,000, whatever it was, 8,000 and change, right? Yeah, just flip a coin. It's one of the 2. There's only 2 favorites. We're going to pick one. If you got gambling luck, you pick the right one. If you don't, like us and me, you pick the wrong one. And then the stupid horse finished 15th out of 20 freaking horses. 15th, the favorite. How's that possible?
Yeah, it's possible. It's happened before. I'm impressed, though. You got to make an investment in the Derby. I would have told you to keep the trifecta ticket too. I would have told you, listen, are you sure you want to cancel this? I tell people all the time, when the mistake tickets come out, you got to keep them just in case, because sometimes they come out for a reason, whether it's your mistake, the ticket writer's mistake, doesn't matter. You just keep it. I've seen the mistake tickets cash completely by accident, and you make a little score. The trifecta for 50 cents paid $500. So if you'd have hit the try, you'd have got, double the money. At least that would have been good. We're going to have to consider this next year. Do not forget, we're going to have to come up with a ticket. The Rich Strike ticket, I bet mine, I did all these different wheels, right? Trifecta wheel.
Right.
And I like to do the trifecta in the Derby because it's a 50-cent bet. You can do it for half the cost. Like you had all those horses in a trifecta box, and it only costs $220. It's value. And if a bomber comes in, you destroy it. I hit the all button on the top when I did the Rich Strike. So it didn't matter who won. I had to get the second and third places right. And I did a key with 5 horses and 5 horses. So you could lose money on the bet. Ticket costs $180. You could lose money. So, Sunday, the investment was a total like $375, and I got like $550 back. So I made $180. But I mean, that's good.
But that's weird.
Believe me, I'd rather do that than lose.
You put the second and third horse in. That's rare, right? Wouldn't most people put the winner on top and then box everything else, wheel everything else?
Yes, I reversed it with Rich Strike after 50 years in the business and 50 years of going to the track with friends and horse guys. I had it where the all button was the third one, where the long shot gets in third and the favorites win and this and that. And I got out of the car after I looked at all my tickets and went back in and said, listen, put the all button on top. And even the writer was like, are you sure? I said, yeah. I don't know why, but I got to have it covered in case a bomber comes in. And the bomber named Rich Strike came in, 80-1 on top. 50-cent try, paid $7,500. So I had it. So we'll have to do that later next year. The Preakness is going to be a bummer. It's going to be a letdown. I don't even think half the horses are running. And we'll talk about it. Because
I've long said that, Dave.
Come on.
I know this would be hard to implement. I get that. But I've long said, if you want to run in the Derby, you have to run in the Preakness. Win, lose, draw, barring injury, you have to. We can't go from 20 horses in the Derby to 7 or 8 horses in the Preakness, and then sometimes even less than that in the Belmont. I won't make you run in all 3, but you have to run in the second one. You just have to.
You got to space them out.
And it looks like this horse is not going to run.
You have to space them out. There's too much money to be made as a winner of the Kentucky Derby than to run in the Preakness. You know what I mean? The horses,
2 weeks later,
the owners, everybody already, they're going to make $1 zillion, stud fees and all that other stuff.
Right.
Running in the Preakness is not important. And if the only way to commit them to do it is to space them out. It's too quick. It's a lot to ask the horses. I mean, you referee a whole, weekend tournament. It's not like we ask you to go do it again 5 days later. You got to take a break. Your body needs to rest. Horses need to rest.
How much rest? 2 weeks? Was it 2 weeks between the Derby, then 3 between the Belmont?
Yeah.
Right?
I think 4. Once a month. Run it in May, run it in June, run it in July.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep the interest going, too. And if that does make more people run in the Preakness, then so be it, right? If that's going to encourage, people, the old timers will say, well, the Triple Crown, it's based on this. And listen, I get it. I get it. But, it's 2024. How many sports realistically have the same rules now as they had, even 20, 30 years ago, right? I mean, not many. Not many. So, yeah. It takes away from the sport if the Derby winner's not going to run in the Preakness.
It does.
But, we came that close.
Did you have a Derby hat?
Yeah.
Did you have a Derby hat?
I've been to the Derby twice. I got some Derby glasses, some of the drinking glasses. Those mint tulips. Oh, God. That is the worst drink in the history of mankind.
Terrible.
Oh, my God. Are they awful? Yeah, right? Oh, man.
Thank you.
And I'm a bourbon drinker. Oh, it tastes like
good.
poison.
Oh, yeah.
Maddie likes them? Really?
Loves them. Loves them.
Oh, wow.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also it's a big pick to have the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those 2 things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything Lakers. You must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Primetime here on the grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, closing out this really been a blowout from start to finish basketball game. Celtics now just a matter of will they cover they're more than likely going to cover the 12.5. Now it's really just a matter of will it go over the 211.5. That thing shot up, Dave, right? From 208 it opened up last night. I know I saw it. When I did all my notes, and I got up to 211.5. It may have gone even higher than that. So it's 115.93, 241 left. They're giving you 217.5 and 22.5 as your point spread. So barring disaster, the Celtics will win and cover. But I would think most people that put the Celtics laying 12.5 in a parlay probably did it with the over. So that we're going to have to sweat out just a little bit here.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. A lot of times when this number's this high, you have people like lay off of it. I think there'll be more action on the later game, or even on the hockey game. Though there might be more even on the Dodger game, because the Dodgers 12.5 puts that, I call it the stop sign.
Yeah.
Keeps people off of it, or they move on to something else. Maybe they played a total. Probably played it over. They usually do. Did you look at these series price things that we got here with these? This is really interesting. I mean, set this up for the people. This is really kind of fun. I saw this on the rundown and went, boy, I don't even know what I would do here with this.
Yeah, so the NBA or the NHL? Which one you want to do first?
Ones. The NHL ones.
Yeah, these are interesting. I like this. This is stuff I like, right?
Yeah.
So FanDuel and maybe some of the other sites, they offer these goofy bets on how many game series will go in the NHL playoffs in the second round. So we'll start with how many series will go to a game 7. Doesn't matter who wins, but how many of the 4 series, and you could still bet this as of today. So even though the Ranger game is going on, you probably could still bet it. So 1 series to go 7 games minus 4-1, right? I'm not going to do that. 2 series to go 7 games plus 150, but that 3 or more, and it is or more, it's not just that exact number. 3 or more to go 7 games 8-1.
Why do you have to do that? I mean, like, we're putting that out there, so you're doing it.
8-1 is a big jump from $1.50. I mean,
because it's not going to happen. You think 3 of these series are going to go 7 games?
Well, you got the Bruins, right, winning already game 1 at Florida, so that's kind of, leaning towards a 7. I think Dallas, Colorado could be a war. I'm, a little concerned Edmonton, Vancouver. What Rangers looks like, Carolina's in a position to tie it up. So why not? It's hockey. These are dead even series, right? 8-1. That's a nice payout.
That is a nice payout, and that's true.
Sort of.
That's the one the book wants you to play with that big jump from the $150 to the $8. Yes, that's the one they want you to play. So, I don't know. My first thought was, geez, I think 2 are going to go 7 games, and I would take that plus 150. I know that's not enough for you, but it's not a minus, and so that's enough for me. I think for sure 1 is going. Nobody wants to tie up minus 400. Nobody wants to do that. So, no, that makes perfect sense. What is this next one here? What do you have here?
By the way,
a sweep?
When your second daughter is in college and you have 2 kids in college like me, you'll be betting at 8-1. You'll for sure. But, give it time. Give it time. Give it a year. You'll be coming at me with the 4-1s. Oh, don't worry about that.
Yeah, we need more. We need more.
We need more. Yeah. All right, so now if we think in the back of our mind, a lot of close series, right, which we do, how about no team to sweep minus 185 a series, one team plus 150, so we're going the other way. Instead of going 7 games, we're only going 4 games. And then 2 teams, 13-1, and then 3+ teams, 140-1.
The only series
I'm more inclined to lay the buck 185. I don't think anybody's sweeping.
Listen, I might send you the money tonight and tell you to go get this because I don't have this available here. I'm going to have to shop this around. That minus 185, no team is sweeping. We got all the favorites to win the first round, right? We got the best teams in hockey are playing against each other. There's no major injury other than Demko for Vancouver. The only one we got to worry about is Edmonton and Vancouver. There ain't going to be no sweep in these other series. Carolina, if they hold on and win, it's already a split. Florida, most likely to win against Boston in the next game. Colorado and Dallas, there's no way. Who is it?
Oh, this is big again.
Oh!
4-2 or 3-3. Big difference here.
3-3. 3-3.
Whoa.
Over the total. That's good.
Over hits the 5.5. And now the Ranger over parlay that you might have is in play. And obviously, so is Carolina over in play. 2 straight overs. Everybody thought this series was going to be an under. And I get it, but Rangers give up a ton, as good as Shesterkin is, and they score a ton. So back and forth they go. Interesting.
Yeah.
Chris Kreider scored. That's about the first time he scored in about a month, literally. So, all right, so we're looking at minus 185. I'll give you the updated odds on that one, right? Okay.
All right.
How about this one? This is a goofy one. Home ice. How many teams with home ice advantage will win? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Obviously, 4 is plus 17 to 1. 1 or more is minus 15 to 1. You got to go to 3 before you get plus money at plus 250.
Wow. Vancouver does not have home ice.
No.
So no, Vancouver has home ice. Vancouver has home
Vancouver
ice.
Has, yeah.
So that would be the team you would think doesn't.
Right. Florida's down 1-0.
Carolina 2's the number. Yeah, minus 190.
Yeah,
that's the number.
Minus
2 teams with home ice win.
I don't like laying minus 190 though on that one.
No, you don't.
All right, more coming up.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also it's a great pick to have the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those 2 things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything Lakers. You must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
this
Late
sort
Night.
Of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back InGame Live, primetime here on the grid. It is over in Boston. And when I say over, I do mean over because the game did go over. Now, as far as the in-game line stuff goes, it's going to be close. 120 to 95. So it ended up 215. So it did go over the 211 and all the other numbers, that were there to begin. And then, we saw a bunch of 220s, Dave, and 217.5s and that sort of thing. That did not go over. Cavaliers laid an egg in the fourth quarter, only 18 points, and they get crushed by 25. So good win by the Celtics, obviously.
It's 3-3 in the hockey game. I need to know right now, do you think this game's going to overtime? That's available. Might be a play.
How much? 220? Probably not even that, right? 200?
Trying to find it right now. See if you can find it, boys. I can't find it at the moment, but it's a plus.
It's got to be plus, yeah. Should be all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, you would think it would be easy to find. I can't find it.
Oh, minus 105. It's minus 105.
There you go.
is minus 125. 12 minutes left. Well, you're not even getting plus money on that. I think we're going to get a goal. Been a lot of scoring
you can get
tonight.
two. This is the problem. If they tie, the team that goes ahead 4-3, the other team could score. There's enough time left that I think.
Empty netter?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, that would result in no overtime. I think there's going to be overtime. I'm looking at the game right now. I think there's going to be overtime. Carolina probably not going to take any real big chances. They got to hold on here. The Rangers are flying. Oh, boy.
I wouldn't bet it at minus 110, though.
No?
I got to get odds on that. I think I'm programmed into thinking it's going to be, 2 to 1, 150 at least, but
before the games, it's like 3 to 1. Like you got to really look at these before the game if you think there's an opportunity, because you can do it in game. You can bet the no, like you can get out of it. So if you take 3 to 1 and then you lay 110, if you don't like the bet, now you're in the business that's called arbing. That's called earning. It's not a bad way to go.
Yes.
So little high level discussion.
Not that many overtimes, right?
No,
I don't think we've had more than 5 or 6, if that, overtimes this entire postseason. It's really been strange.
I think it's only 3, right? I think it's only 3 overtimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to look. Somebody watching the show tweet at us or something, or the producers will get to it here in a second. But there has not been that many. There's usually a lot more. And, we had a couple short series. Colorado, Winnipeg was a short series. Edmonton was a short series against the Kings. So maybe less games. And there were multiple score wins more so in that. Well, let's see.
Right.
Did we take a couple of these players to score in a third period? How about this? Who scores the goal?
You know what they offer?
If the Rangers.
Yeah, I was just saying. They offer that. Game to go to overtime and your overtime winner.
Oh,
nice fat odds on that. Of course, now you got to get the game to overtime. Then you got to pick the right team who's going to win, and then you got to pick the right score. As good as the odds are, it should be a little bit higher.
I was going to say we need bigger numbers. Yeah. That sounds like that's a fun bet, but we need bigger numbers. I don't know.
Give me 2 guys for the Rangers. I'll give you 2 for Carolina. You give me 2 for the Rangers, or the other way around.
Well, I think it's Aho for the Carolina. No, that's got to be 1.
Him and Getzel.
I was going to say, it has to be Wetzel. Has to be.
Right.
Zibanejad?
He's on fire. Zibanejad?
Who has the most shots on goal?
Lafreniere's got one already.
Trocheck?
It's a good hit.
Oh, man. I don't know. Tweet at us, at SportsGrid, at SportsBK and Sig, at Opposite Picks. If you guys are watching the show, that'd be fun. If you think this is going overtime, try to pick the goal score. Yeah, two guys for each. The numbers are high.
Stahl has 6 shots on goal for Carolina. Got to put him in there.
Not his night.
Kreider has 4 for the Rangers.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also they picked to have the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those two things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they can be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers, you must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And welcome back in Game Live. Prime time here on a terrific Tuesday. Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan for another half hour or so. Joined now by our good buddy who takes over at the top of the hour, Mr. Cam Stewart himself. What's going on, Cam? How are you tonight, bud? What are you looking
I don't
at
want to
this
tell.
evening?
Lots of things, Scott. I just hear the guys in the background. I feel evil to be on Carolina tonight. It's a New York Rangers workplace here, and I just got to think about my wallet. Like, you know what I mean? What's happening, Dave? Did the Rangers score?
No.
Okay.
I'm on Carolina too. So we're against everybody. Everybody in the back in our ear. Everybody's screaming for the Rangers. That's fine. All we got to do is we were talking on the break, trying to figure out who's the goal scorer. You get 2 choices for each team, Cam. We're looking at it, trying to pick who the next goal scorer is. So the odds are high enough. The lowest guy's 9-1. And
so for the Rangers, I'll go with Kreider again.
Okay.
And for Carolina, I'll take Nietzsche's.
Ooh.
Nietzsche's.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Put them on the
Dallas
list.
I like
game.
going with guys that scored already.
Yeah, so that's Lafreniere's got 2, right? And does Wetzel have a goal? He's been pretty dangerous tonight.
Wetzel has 2 goals.
I
That
would
was
look.
our pick.
Yeah, that's right.
Get the
I like Jake Wetzel too. Like the guy's had a phenomenal game. But hey, man, what can you say about Chris Kreider? The guy's one of the most clutch playoff players going. Like I wish this guy was on the Leafs. Like he just every time. Just year after year, when the Rangers need something, he's so solid in the postseason. He's just a great hockey player. This series has been amazing, by the way, too, guys. Just the way these teams are killing each other. Like you like physicality, this is your series. Like the Rangers are just hit everything that moves, and Carolina, they're flashy, but they have a couple tough guys on their team.
Cam,
So
are
this
you
has been a great
surprised
stuff.
that both games have gone over the total? I've had over both times in this series, and this has been exactly kind of the way I liked it. And are you surprised at all that both games have gone over?
Not really, Dave. No, the thing is, and I got to be honest with you, I was on the Rangers game 1. This has actually been my best series, and I was on the over both games as well. I just think the goalies are great, but the scoring chances on both teams too. And the reason the books, I'm surprised they're posting 5.5s because have you seen the Rangers power play? The Rangers power play has been amazing. It's like Tampa Bay in their prime, and Carolina's got snipers all over the place. Like I would have made this game like 6 with juice to the over. Like 6, like I know you can't post a 6.5, but it's already hit because we're tied 3-3. Guys, I'm actually shocked, Dave. When I saw 5.5s with like no juice, I'm like, am I missing something here? But I'm glad I listened to myself, and sometimes I go the other way. Dallas and Colorado, I took Dallas in the first period, minus 115. I like Dallas in the game. I'm not sure about the total of that game. Wyatt Johnston to get a point as well. This kid's just amazing. If you're not watching the Dallas Stars play hockey, he's been one of the stories of the postseason. That's basically what I got there. Basketball, what are you guys doing with the basketball? Because we had a great me and Gabe rocked Minnesota. I have one regret from yesterday, guys, that we just didn't hammer Minnesota minus 6.5, 7.5, 9.5, 12.5, 14.5. Like, it was just one of those nights. Wetzel, didn't you feel like Denver was tapping out? Like, it's just Denver looks outmatched in this series. Like, and people are like, oh, look at the number we're getting on Denver. I think Minnesota might win in 5 games. Maybe like they might sweep.
You get odds on that, Cam. It's 5-1. Now they would have to win Game 5 in Denver, which is where the Game 5 is. But we were talking with Coach. How about? I mean, do you think Denver's going to win one game? Because you could get Denver plus 3.5 games at minus 140. They're actually making Minnesota sweeping even money. I mean, are they really? Are the world champs really going to get swept?
I think they might. They just look totally outclassed. Minnesota came in for a fight, and Denver wasn't ready for it. Denver's been kind of hanging on by a thread, guys. Like you saw against the Lakers, these late comebacks and stuff. Minnesota's way better than these guys. They got guys playing now. It doesn't even matter if Gobert's in the offense. Edwards has been great. I like 5. You know what? 5 looks good to me, though, at plus 500. But if they're posting a sweep at even money, Dave, you're the bookmaker. You tell me. That tells me that the T-Wolves got a great chance to sweep, or they would not be posting that number. They're begging for you to take 5, 6, or 7.
That's exactly what they're doing. And, I mean, they're favored in both games. If they win Game 3, they're favored by 5 right now and win it by double digits. It might even inch up more, which would then make the money line parlay probably a little bit worse than even money. So if you think they're going to win Game 3, you have to make that bet that they can make the sweep. I don't know, Cam. We're talking about this game tonight and it being a complete opposite of that. I don't think that either team has a real clear advantage over each other, Dallas and OKC. There's compelling arguments to be made for both. I don't know what to do with the total. I'm really not sure. I'm leaning over, but when you see 3.5, what's your first thought when you look at this game?
My first thought is taking Dallas. I see 4.5 now live, Dave, on my book, a pretty sharp book too. They got 4.5. I kind of like Dallas. I like what the Oklahoma City Thunder have done, but I think the Dallas Mavericks can play with these guys. I think it's going to be I got to be honest with you, Dave. It's hard. This is a hard game. Like I really want to make some money. I got golf bets that we got tomorrow, and we're investing. But I would take Dallas. Like I'm going to have a small play because I know we're going to have action on the night show with Gabe at 10 o'clock Eastern. So I would take the 4.5 with Dallas. As for the total, I have no opinion. I'm doing the Dallas two-step, I guess, tonight. Stars and Mavericks. They're not Toronto, Dave. Both of those teams, Dallas can win on the same night. Not Toronto.
How about that? We were talking. We could have Rangers, Bruins, Celtics, Knicks, and then we got Dallas in play. Right? I mean, how goofy is that?
It's pretty goofy, Wetzel. I'm still pissed off about Saturday night. I can't shake it off. I'm a grown man now, but just the disappointment. I'm going to be on Dave's show tomorrow. Everybody tune in. I'll be wearing for all you Boston fans out there, you can laugh at me, take pictures, call me a stooge, an idiot, whatever you want. I'm up for it. I'm a man of my word, and the Cam Neely jersey is purchased, and we are ready to rock. I don't know, guys. What do you think about overtime in this game? Or I got to be honest with you, Carolina.
Well, let me ask you this.
Carolina's great.
How many games do you think in hockey's playoffs here in the second round are going to go to 7 games? Because FanDuel's offering a bet if you get 3 or more to go to 7, 8-1, 2 or more plus 150. All 4,
I'm gonna be honest
55
with you.
to 1.
I think at least 2, maybe 3. Right?
There you go.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Carolina Rangers go 7.
Yep.
I got to believe that Boston and Florida might go 7.
Yep.
I even think Edmonton and Vancouver could go 7. I know a lot of people like Edmonton in 5 and 6. Yeah, Gabe's betting Vancouver. I know they're his team, but that line is so disrespectful. Like the bottom line is this. I think Edmonton's going to win in 7, but you're laying 280 now. The Vancouver Canucks beat these guys 4 times this year. That line is not right. That series price should be $1.50, like tops. Like it's like, what? Do the Canucks not exist? Like what? Stu Skinner played a good game. The LA Kings have no offense. Nashville's a tougher team than LA. That's just my opinion. I just think people are like sleeping on Vancouver, but I like Edmonton to win, but it's not going to be easy for them. I agree. I think 3 of the 3 series. Hey, Colorado, Dallas, guys. Can it go 7? So Wetzel, put up the board again. Right. How about we bet 2 and 3? All 4 won't, but actually 2's not enough. You get 150. I like that 8 to 1 though. See, they're reeling me in, Dave. Just like that. Like they're trying to do with the Nuggets bet.
That's
man talks my language.
I see you thinking, well, yeah, it sure does. Wetzel, you're like, ooh, 8 to 1. They'll get a lot of good stuff with that.
He's already
you're
doing
American money, Wetzel. Yeah, I know the way Wetzel thinks. Like I can't. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you guys I had the Miami Marlins, but Dave, I did have plus 3.5 in the over last night. 2.5
that's
didn't
good.
work.
Okay. Well, you know what the Black Cloud play of the night is tonight.
Dodgers run line.
Yeah, Dodgers run line.
Bingo.
I mean, it's
can't lose. Can't lose.
So, like, if I was in your house, like, I guess you're like, Scott's got a new pair of New Balance. He's got some denim. Like under the Christmas tree, I'll guess every gift that the family gives Papa Wetzel. Like, it's just like, and Gabe knows every bet I make. Like, we're creatures of habit, Dave. Like, literally, if I have 10 bets, he'll get 9 out of 10 right. Guaranteed. Every night. He knows what
That's
I bet.
funny.
Can't lose.
Yeah.
All right, more from Cam coming up next. We'll get his thoughts on the Dodger game.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if a Doomsday is not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also they picked out the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those 2 things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring him back, they can be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers. You must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. It is InGame Live, PrimeTime here on the grid, talking to me, Dave Sharapan, along with obviously Cam Stewart, who takes over top of the hour with Gabe Morency. You know, one quickie here, Cam, just back to the Edmonton-Vancouver series, which doesn't start until 3 weeks from now, by the way. It's ridiculous how long these series are taken to play. I mean, it is just nuts. But Over under on the games, little juice, but 5.5 at -160. You mentioned that they're -265 favorites, Edmonton, which to me is crazy since Vancouver. Now, Demko, I guess, is not going to play. He's not going to be available. So is that why Edmonton's such a crazy favorite? But yeah, I think the Canucks are going to win 2 games, aren't they?
Silvos, that rookie kid they got has been amazing. Like, he's playing fine. So really, Stu Skinner has improved his performance for Edmonton. But really, like, this is the whole thing. Hockey's different than these other sports. Like, I watched a game today, a perfect example. I watched the Champions League soccer. He hit 4 crossbars. I'm on Dortmund plus 500. They win 1-0. They had no business winning that game. An early goal, and you're getting 5-0. And the total of the game was 3.5 or 4 because I thought PSG was just going to roll up once they scored. Hockey's like soccer. These numbers are ridiculous. You run into a hot goalie. Edmonton, we're talking about, I get it. McDavid, sure, best player in the world. Draisaitl's amazing. Zach Hyman's having a great year. Vancouver has deep teams. You could argue better goaltenders when Demko does come back. The kid's not afraid of anything. He's a 6th-round draft pick. He's playing with house money. Edmonton should be $1.50 in the series. If I made the line, that's what I would make it. But then again, Dave, you're smart. They're still going to get Edmonton money at $2.70 because people are saying, how the hell do the Oilers lose to the Canucks? Well, they got swept by them this year. I know Edmonton's hot now, but I know Edmonton too. This is a city, it's like Toronto. If Vancouver wins the first game, oh my God, what's happening here? The Canucks, that's the whole thing. It just doesn't make sense. Edmonton is good, but guys, have we not watched hockey for the last 45 years of our lives, whatever? They can gag in the play. There's a young team. They're kind of just Tockett's doing a good job. And me and Gabe joked about it. We shouldn't, guys, but you don't think Rick Tocchet walks on the whiteboard and goes -270? Underline. And then he goes Pedersen, and Pedersen's like, what does that mean? She's from Sweden. Well, and look, glad 7,000 euros to win 10,000. What they think of us. They think Edmonton is 3 times better the hockey team than me. He goes, that's not good, coach. Right. Stinks. Mine is
if anybody knows the numbers, it's Rick Tocchet. So he could use that as motivation. Actually, Rick's very aware of what's going on. He was great in the studio. I don't know if he'll use that specifically to motivate him.
It was a joke, but you know what I mean, Dave. He knows the line, and I think it's great motivation. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. If I was a coach, the way gambling is, I would put it on the blackboard too. They think we are like Edmonton is 3 times better than we are. Yep. They are laying 300 almost in a series.
The Rangers just got a power play with 1:38 to go, boys. This might not go to overtime.
I might have to hedge out here. I might have to hedge out.
I can't believe they called that penalty. I cannot believe.
I know. I was going to say that, Dave. What is going on? I mean, you used to be, just kill somebody, in a close game, final minute before a penalty was called.
I thought this was the refereeing. There's so many tic-tac calls. It's still, I've noticed this year, they usually playoff hockey, they're not letting as much go as they used to, guys.
No,
it's
definitely not.
It's just the way the world is.
Oh my goodness! A short-handed chance for the Hurricanes, and Shesterkin just saved the game. Wow,
the guy's amazing.
That was huge.
What are we doing with this baseball game tonight, other than the Dodgers? What's a Wetzel? It's -1.5, -160. Holy jeez.
Not even afraid.
Ay, caramba.
It's got up. It was -134 before. Is it up to 160? Yeah, 150 on FanDuel. They must have heard the black cloud is on it. Yep. -320.
The black cloud. Yes.
So.
The black cloud. Oh my gosh,
still laying
so good.
I would still lay it. I'd still lay it.
This guy's amazing. Yeah, you know what, Scott, you're right. The Marlins are horrible. Craig Mish is going to be the general manager of that team pretty soon. The way things are going.
I tell you, scouting job.
Them or the Rockies. How about the Rockies losing again? San Fran -166 road favorites. Can't bet Colorado, though, right?
No, you can't. No. Some teams are unbettable. It's actually funny, guys. The Oakland A's are the one team that's making people money. They've been great this year. You want to talk about from a perspective of being an underdog. The books aren't even giving you those numbers anymore. I can't believe Carolina hasn't scored yet. These guys are if the Rangers win this game, they'll be gutted because they've had more opportunities for sure. But
Cam,
let's go
Boston and Florida is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was on Florida in game 1. You know what Peralt was on. He was on Boston. I was on the over.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way? I mean, I guess there's a way because his name is Swayman. If they don't find a way to beat Swayman, Boston could actually not only win this series, but win it pretty much in control.
I agree with you.
still think Florida wins tomorrow.
I do. I think
like
Florida wins in
or Boston?
7. I like Florida tomorrow. I think they come back and win in 7, but Bobrovsky looked exposed. And maybe Tkachuk should start running his mouth and worry about the Boston Bruins instead of cutting up the Maple Leafs, you jerk. Guy's an idiot. Oh, yeah, we knew we were going to play
Beat 'em 4
Boston.
times
Leafs
this year,
always
too.
dead. Yeah, you know what? Boston's scary, man.
They're 5-0.
Swayman's good. I heard him on McAfee, too. Me and Gabe talked about it. The guy's wicked. He's a humble kid. He's good. And no offense, he's 100 times better than Sergei Bobrovsky. And you get a hot tender with that Boston team, if Pasternak stays hot, Florida's done. That's the whole thing. These guys, very cocky team. They shouldn't have walked into game 1 with that much of confidence. The Bruins are well coached. They play a system. They have great defensemen and a wicked goaltender. Give me the Dallas Stars tonight, and I'm taking them in the first period too. We'll live bet that total. Let's roll.
3-1 over. You don't like the over? And the one game that went under had 6 goals.
Really? Ottinger's playing a lot better, Wetzel. I don't know. And Colorado, Georgiev started to figure it out. I would lean over, but I haven't bet it yet. I'm just going to be taking the Stars. That's my play.
All right.
I think rest is actually going to hurt Colorado. Don't you guys think? Look what happened with Florida. Dallas played a mean series against Vegas. I think they're going to be ready to go and understand they need to win on home ice. So short price.
All right. We'll put it in. Cam, great job.
You got
Take
it.
a couple minutes off, then it takes over top of the hour. Enjoy the show.
See you tomorrow, Cam.
You got it. Yep, you got it, Dave.
Tory Taylor, who they actually needed some help in terms of their punting unit. He is going to be great.
But I do firmly believe if Odunze's not on the board, that they probably trade back and gain assets and look to fortify their team across the board. But the fact that we got a bozo pick in number 8 here from the Atlanta Falcons, that's the reason why I believe also they picked out the Bears as the winner.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You got to get more athletic and better defensively, right? You got to get better shooting. And if you can do those 2 things and hope that Darvingham takes the next step, if you bring them back, they could be better. But if you don't do that, you must more than anything the Lakers, you must get rid of Rob Pelinka and get a better basketball guy.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Prime time here on the Grid. Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan for another couple of moments. Thanks to Cam Stewart for joining us. Again, he'll take over along with Gabe Morency, top of the hour. They'll take you until midnight Eastern time. Actually, 1 o'clock Eastern time. They go 3 hours. My bad. So they did reach overtime, Dave. 3-3, obviously. Rangers, weirdly enough, a favorite now. They were a slight dog to begin the game. You would think that the odds would be similar, but not really. They're minus 132, and Carolina plus 104. What do you make of that? Oh,
on
the power play.
Yeah, they're on the power play. So
got about a minute or
with
so
fresh
left.
ice,
right?
With fresh ice too, especially, you got to make them the favorite. If they survive, if Carolina survives that, then they're fine. Speaking of surviving, I want to shout out. I just checked my Twitter. Lorne just tweeted at us, "What's up, Scotty and DS Cam? Love the show. Pounded the tie in regulation at the 13-minute mark. Let's go." So just shouted out Lorne right there. That was good. Gabriel's watching the show. He said he had the under in the game. Sorry, Gabriel. We were talking about the over. So listen, you can't win them all, but he's enjoying the Dallas basketball game, Dallas first quarter. They flipped to the Dallas and the Colorado hockey game. And I don't know about you, Wetzel. I love watching the games, without sound when I'm on the air. And when I was in the risk room, we had all the games on, so we never really watched it with sound unless it was specific or it was a single game. This game, so far, the first 2 minutes, looks like they're flying. This is going to be such a good hockey game. Settle in. I'll be surprised if it goes over. I'm telling you right now. This looks like we're not getting it. First whistle. Yeah. I think the second game goes under. The first game went over. I like the second game under.
3 and 4 went over. Like I said, the one game that didn't had 6 goals, but
right.
We've seen so many times, whatever happens in a regular season, you throw it out the window. I mean, it's a whole different ball game, as they say. Although I will say Boston 4-0 against Florida, and they did win game 1 last night, extracting somewhat revenge.
Right now. They have their number. Florida better win that game more.
Yeah.
Boston's Swayman looks like that goalie. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You've seen it when they get that. I mean, that was a big win in Game 7, but he played in control all series. He looks so relaxed, like he's playing a game in January. Just making saves, stop the puck, make the save. Florida skating in that crease tomorrow. I'm telling you right now. In the old days, that was one of those, you kind of accidentally slide into the goalie, you skate by, and you get bump his blocker, make him a little bit uncomfortable in there because he looks way too comfortable right now. Way too comfortable.
Yeah. I'll tell you, another hunch bet came through last night, and I didn't even think about it.
Oh,
Kid Carlo, wife gives birth earlier in the day. Another example of the difference between the NHL and the NBA player, right? Rudy Gobert, somehow or another, Rudy Gobert can't get to his NBA game in Denver starting at 10 o'clock at night, and the wife gave birth, the day before, earlier that day. Like, come on. Carlo for the Bruins, wife gives birth. He says, "See you later, honey. I got business to take care of." And he plays for the Bruins last night, and he scores a goal. The odds on him probably were like 30-1.
Do you have a system for that? Is that a system play?
Course.
Is that a Wetzel system play? Have a baby go play and score a goal?
Give birth.
Over?
Yeah, give birth system. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a biggie. And I forgot to put it in. I was, my brain was making fun of Rudy Gobert, and I forgot to all right, follow that up, brain. I got a guy that is playing tonight.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh.
Yeah.
Dodgers winning cover on the run line. Dodgers winning cover on the run line.
I'm thinking 7-3. This would be a good lay, 2.5 runs even.
Okay.
Right?
Over the
7,
total.
Yeah, you got him up. Yeah. 7-3. That's what I'm thinking. How bad is Colorado, by the way? Down 4-0 to San Francisco. Yikes. Automatic play. Mavericks win or lose?
Have you started
17.
to look at the WNBA? Tell the truth.
Not yet. Not yet, but I got to tell
Play
you.
it preseason
I
games.
am
Get on
play.
it. You're my WNBA
yeah, what's
guy.
her face? She's going to be good. Whether we like it or not, she's going to be good, unfortunately. So enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, folks.
Go Dodgers.